rigid trunk. So we're gonna do some filling on it, obviously, because we have to do fill work on everything on this car. Well, you generally do if you want the paint straight anyways. But one little spot right here in the middle that I'm gonna go ahead, and maybe a couple little bitty other spots. They're just a little bit lower than like I want to put filler into. It's within reason of just dumping a bunch of filler into it and it would stay. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the short strand to do the little bit of building, so it's only a skim coat of filler. And hopefully it works out this time. This is nasty up too. I did this perfect. I mean, I pulled this like this. We have that end lined up perfect. This end's body line is perfect. Look at that.
I don't think there are problems.
No, it's not. This is the trunk. It's the trunk. Okay.
Because if you look,
No, it's a little deck here, then it over expands over.
no, I'm not saying. If you look right here compared to this side, that side's more of a higher angle. This side seems to have been flattened out right here.
The top. That's bad. First things first, we found out what's wrong with the alignment of the trunk. Two things. The little video I showed, that's the hinges. One's off, which isn't necessarily that big of a deal. Get a vise, tweak it. It's not that bad. What is this. If you bring this up to where it's supposed to sit, relax that side. That side's perfectly gapped. This side's perfectly gapped. But look at that. This whole section from like here all the way down to about right there is just slowly tweaked up and out. So that's we're just 2x4 and a hammer and just slowly just kind of beat it back into place. And then if you remember right, the hissing from the last episode, I said ignore the compressor, it's spitting out water. So, I don't know, it hadn't been that long since I emptied it last, actually. I emptied it before I sprayed the inside. But either or, the compressor's like 30 years old, and there's like brackets welded to it, obviously, for the rollers on the front wheels. And it has rusted inside out, and it only looks like a little bit of rust, but I guarantee you that whole section's probably rusted out inside there. Plus, the whole inside of the tank's probably rusted, so we have to buy a compressor. So there will be no sanding, there will be no body work, there will be nothing on this episode. And for who knows how long. Gotta find one. I guess it was a good thing that we now stacked up a little bit of money in the car fund. For it to just turn around and instead of going for the motor, which I was gonna take the motor now. Guess we won't be doing that for a little bit. So there goes our 12-month goal probably. Maybe, I don't know. We're talking to a shop right now and trying to work out some stuff, so maybe it'll all work out. But either way, we're going to get a lot better compressor. I mean, if we're going to do it, we might as well do it. And get a compressor where we can run two tools. Because a lot of the tools we have out here are obviously air driven. So it'll be a win-win in the end. And it'll be another compressor we can keep for 30 years again. We just don't have a place to put it. I mean, we don't. We literally do not have a place to put a compressor. That other small compressor sits up underneath the workbench right? Well, if we get a big giant compressor, we need a 220 outlet, which is only in the back there, and there's no room to put a stand-up compressor. I mean, there is, but then you wouldn't even be able to get back there to service the damn thing. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. The lathe runs off 220. So, I guess I could maybe tie into the lathe box and pull 220 from it. We'll figure it out. I mean, that's what we do here. We figure it out. This we'll beat on it. But we're not going to beat on it tonight because we're already like, what's the word I'm looking for? Bummed.
No.
That's one of them. Because of everything. Like this, not this. It's the compressor that bums us out because, I mean, that compressor, we have history. I have history with that compressor.
I was like, you have history.
I built 2 cars, did work on the Z with that car. What other cars? Hell, it painted, it's probably painted 8, 9 cars.
No signs of that shirt.
Sucks. I think it's 30 years old. I mean, it's just literally, it's as old as I am, almost.
Well, again, this time. Just...
Not quite 30 years old. Okay, I'll give you that. My brother and my dad bought it when I was like 8. So not 30 years old. But it's approaching 30 years old. Yeah, we'll get back with you in a little bit. Compressor is like, can't really use it. I can air up a tire maybe with it. So what you saw me doing is basically I just vacuumed up kind of the dust and dirt and crap that's been gathering in the floor and ran some tape lines, because where the seam sealer used to be, we're putting seam sealer back. Plus in some other places we're putting seam sealer. Up on the wheel wells and stuff, I didn't put any tape. It's not going to be pretty no matter what I do. And it doesn't matter, you're not going to see any of this. This is a preventative to make sure you don't get moisture creeping in and up around the metal. Obviously the bottom of the car, when we address all the bottom of the car, it will get torn apart, seam sealed, re-undercoated and stuff. We're not there yet. Where we're at right now is trying to seam seal all of this. We need to get this done before we start working on the cage so that it's not so difficult. It's real easy to get to right now. So heck with it, I'm going to go do it. It's pretty simple to do. Especially in this case where it's not going to be visible.